nerd and the Nubian. Woo! Just kidding. Hey, y'all. Welcome. This my husband. I'm his wife. Simone the Nubian. Erik the nerd. He's a nerd. Welcome to our podcast. Happy you joined us today. What are we talking about today, babe?
We're talking about my graduation. As many can tell if you're watching the video version of this podcast, I'm wearing my graduation cap.
And
a Morgan hoodie, because I graduated from Morgan State University. I feel like this water bottle is blocking. And they're both the same color.
His beautiful face.
Oh, okay. I guess, I guess I did need that to graduate.
No, not really.
Yeah, you're right. You can graduate without a face.
Definitely.
Absolutely. No discrimination here. But yeah, so I graduated last week. It's weird to say that it was like a week ago.
About a week ago.
And that, for anyone who is like avidly following us, that's why our release schedule has been insane for the past week.
One day we'll be like consistent. We'll have it boom, boom, boom. When we have a team.
Last week was incredibly busy though. Like so much busier than I think either one of us intended it to be.
It was so crazy. Like between his photo shoot that my mom gave him for his graduation, just to get my family to celebrate, have room for my family to celebrate him. That, and then we had my cousin Deja's graduation on Friday as well.
Yeah, and then that following Monday, or this past Monday, was my sister's graduation.
Yeah,
and a dinner, and then also my graduation and dinner,
right.
And then having to still record my podcast. It was a lot.
People in from out of town.
Yeah, it was really. It was much more like we knew it was going to be busy, but it was much busier than we were intending. It was also like we were so busy. Or sorry, not so busy, so tired.
Yeah.
Like, so much during the week, like, especially you.
I was sick. Oh my God.
Yeah, we both got sick.
I was like, wait, I had to work. I was about to say I had to work, and I was like, that feels wrong. Was sick. I was sick throughout the whole week.
You gave me...
I went into work Monday.
Which, by the way, patient first, what are you doing?
First of all, loved the doctor that I had for Patients First. Y'all can tell we just be like, boom, 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 boom.
Right.
But, love the doctor I had. I was sick on Monday. Monday I went into work. Tuesday I felt sick from my fibro. I have fibromyalgia, so I had fibromyalgia pains Tuesday, Wednesday. Then Wednesday I started getting a little tickle in my throat, and I was like, it'll go away. No. So Wednesday, Thursday I was like, I'm actually sick. Thursday I go into Patients First to
get a COVID test,
right.
And what's it called? Strep test.
Yes. They told me it was no for both. It was strep. Days later. Was it Monday?
I thought it was Sunday.
It was Sunday?
Sunday was when I started feeling iffy.
Okay, then on Sunday.
Yeah.
They called right before.
And then you got a phone call, because I woke up and I was like, oh, I got a bit of a cough. And I'm feeling
he wakes up with allergy coughs.
Right.
So it was like, yeah.
Now, I don't know if mine was full strep though, because I wasn't my throat wasn't in pain. It was just, I had a lot of phlegm.
But yeah, so you have a strong immune system. I had phlegm.
This is very true.
Y'all saw this today. But y'all really did. It was my graduation, and y'all were like, nah.
You're like, why are they suddenly talking about sicknesses? It's all related.
It's related. So, yeah, so I go to Patients First. They tell me it's not COVID. I get a rapid test. I got the lung test. Both of them were negative. But then they called me on Sunday and was like, just kidding, sis. It's actually strep. You got the lighter version of it. I don't know why it doesn't come up in the battery of tests that they do before.
Right.
But I had already hung out with mad people. My mom, I had talked to my mom on Sunday. She was sick.
Hugging up on people.
I mean, it was just bad.
It was bad.
So
patient zero over here.
Yeah, it definitely was patient zero. Well, because I wasn't my own patient zero. I went and got my hair done on Friday.
You're blaming the hairstylist.
I am. I am, for many reasons, but I won't out them like that. But it was, I'm pretty sure, quite sure actually. That's where I caught it, and so I brought it home. I passed it out like it was candy favors, but I tried not to. I was told they told me, oh, it's probably just a cute little stress cold. You might have the common cold, which seems like shouldn't really pass that around either.
Right.
But I was like, it's not the big stuff. It was the big stuff. But it was a light version. I'm usually sick for forever when I get sick, so it passed. I was on a nice little list of supplements and vitamins, but Yeah, I wasn't sick. I was sick literally a week, and
you were good to go.
Yeah,
after that.
So.
Yeah. And for me, I think it was only like a couple of days.
Actually, no, it was a couple of days because I didn't get like strep sick till later on. So.
But yeah, so to anyone listening who happened to get sick around the time that they were all hanging out with us, we're sorry. We didn't intend for this to happen. I'm also going to take off this cap because, good Lord, it's squeezing my head. However, while we're doing this, for people watching, you can see the beautiful design that I have on my cap that my wife designed. It's a slate for film. It says production, graduation, director, E. Hamlet, scene, MSU, Swan, screenwriting and animation, for those who don't know. Take, final, date, 5/15, which is when I graduated. Also my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, Bria. And roll 21 for 2021. This is so dope. Like, everybody loves this.
I just want y'all to see, like, these are raised letters, sticker letters. They're all sticker adhesive. These are real screws right here.
Yeah, the slate.
All of these.
Before we taped it, or sorry,
it's before I glued it. Hot glued it because I was like, I don't want it to fall off.
It actually
I don't
worked.
want people to start messing. It did work. If we took the glue off, it would still work. Please notice, like, just because I worked my butt off. What are these called? The studs, I guess, around the side. Yeah. Like, y'all.
Also, the fact that you had to do surgery on the hat because you have to take off the little top part, the button, which is apparently the hardest thing.
It was the hardest part, y'all. The little button that sits at the top of the cap. Try take it off. If you have a leftover graduation cap for whatever reason, go ahead and take a pair of pliers to that. It was hard as I don't know what.
She was at it for a while, to the point where I was like, I feel like this isn't supposed to come off, and I was worried the whole support of the hat was gonna fall.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was connected all the way through, but did I stop? No, because you persevere through some things and you make it through, and this is what happens. Greatness.
Yeah.
And then I had to like poke a little hole through. This top part it's detailed.
Yeah.
But this top part is like actually a poster board. And I poked a hole through to put this. So the tassel is hot glued through it as well. So basically, I made this. This is not drawn. This is cut paper, okay, and outlined. Like, okay?
She did that.
Did most. Like, if I was
done... like, what, 3 days?
It took me, maybe, 3 days. Like, a couple hours over 3 days. I probably sell this for like a cute 80 to 100 because it just took that much.
Yeah, I would too.
Plus also for the product to actually make it. So I'm a genius is basically what we're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great job, babe.
You're welcome.
But yeah, we're basically here to cover, I don't know, like a bit of like the past couple of years for me in school, because I guess the past 2 years at Morgan were the pinnacle of me feeling like I'm an actual student at the school. Because, like, for anyone who doesn't know, I was in school for a very long time. And we're going to get into that on a future podcast where we really go in depth about college. But, it took me 7 years at Morgan to graduate and 8 years in general to graduate from any college. Because originally I went to University of the Arts in Philadelphia. I transferred out and went to Morgan, and everything was okay for a bit, and then there just kind of came a point where I just didn't care anymore. I think it came down to just me messing up in one class, and I was like, everything's awful, and I hate this.
I mean, I think they also, like, we were just dealing with some things together, and also apart. Like, mental health is important.
Very important.
Get your mental health together.
And when you're, like, in your like late teens, like when you're like 18, 19, like early 20s.
We're not there anymore.
Yeah, right. You don't know how to comprehend these feelings, so you're like, I'm just going to avoid them by leaving the situation.
Yeah. And plus, like, also, I just feel like y'all getting all the tea real quick. Hold it, sip it, it's done. But I think, just to add some more support to the story, like, I think that both of us are very much perfectionist in some manners.
Yeah.
And definitely like independent minded in a way that we don't want to disappoint our people, and we also want to feel like we accomplished it on our own.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell y'all how many times I asked to help with school. Like, I'll do your paper for you. And he was like, no. I mean, whatever. But it's just like, it's that idea of we were dealing with like mental health issues, dealing with each other, because a young love relationship is not easy by any means.
Nope.
People be thinking it's cute. It's really like a lot more mental
It's cute on paper when you look at it the outside looking in.
We've been together for 13 years.
And then you get to the nitty gritty, it's like, oh, you guys are troubled.
The work that we have to do to stay mentally sane and to mentally grow up and to do all these things, like, and to also grow into our adult selves individually is a lot of work that people don't see and don't give us credit for sometimes. So,
yeah.
All that to say, supporting your story, like, what did you say? You went through something or what?
Yeah.
We were going through some things. And I think that, like, no judgment to, it's just no judgment. Like, everybody has their story.
Yeah. Like, the whole idea that, like, college should take you 4 years. College takes however long it needs for you.
And if you did it in 4 years, props.
Yeah, props. Seriously, like, do your thing. Awesome.
And did a year in high school, or like, however long it takes you to get through. The idea is to get it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's still impressive regardless.
It's impressive,
but like, don't feel bad if it takes you a little bit longer.
God, yeah.
Like, absolutely, because that's the other thing. Like, when it's taking you so much longer, in my case, I'm just like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
This is like, by the time I graduate, it's just going to be embarrassing. So I'd rather just like stop talking about it and just tell people that I did it, which is what I did many times over.
Oh God, are we going there? That's going to be a later. We really need the later.
I was saying we would have to go in depth, but like I was very dishonest about school very often. But there came a point, I want to say, let's say late 2019. I would say the fall semester of 2019. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it because I like this is stupid and just need to get this over with. So around that time, like that's when like I started getting like. Not unconventional classes, but like I had a lot of prereqs that I had to get over with, and like very little film classes. I think in 2019 I had like one film class. I think it was just like one of my early animation classes or like some like random documentary class, something like that. But like for the most part, I was taking like a music class and an art class and biology, just like all these things that no art student wants to take. But I just had to do it. Or at least, like, no film student wants to take. But when I hunkered down and, like, really paid attention, I actually ended up having a lot of fun. Like, I loved my music class so much. It was cool. I loved that teacher. And I used to see him at the gym all the time before the world shut down. It was cool. Because you'd be like... Because at that point, I had my dreadhawk. He was like, yeah, I recognize that metal hairstyle.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, because he knew me as the metalhead. There just kind of came a point where, like, I had to just switch gears because, one, I wanted to stop lying to people. Two, at that point... It's always a great thing to do. It's always a great thing to do. Yeah. Two, I finally, like, looked at my, I guess, the percentage of stuff that I had left, and it was, like, 86% or something like that. It was like, you're almost done. So close. It's just, I was too close to just stop. Like, if anything, it either was going to take a year or it was going to take... close to 2 years, or just barely 2 years, or 2 semesters at least. Not 2 semesters, no, 2 years. So, look, I'm not a math major. Leave me alone.
It was just definitely not.
Good Lord.
It's all right, Nick.
Which is funny because I do excellent in my math classes, but like you ask me math now, I'm like, why? That doesn't matter anymore. I got my degree.
1, 2, 5.
1, 2, 5. Bachelors. Anyway. And then, so, like, actually, in 2019, in my fall semester, I, like, did great. I think there's maybe, like, one class I struggled with the most, but, like, other than that, like, I killed it. And everything was kind of a breeze, and I applied for my classes for early 2020, everything was fine. And then classes started, everything was cool, we were going well. I still had my financial aid, because I hadn't been there so Morgan at a point, they cut off your financial aid if you've been there for too long.
I think that's just most schools.
Okay, maybe that's most schools, but
more. Don't shade Morgan.
All right, maybe not shady, but okay.
We're not gonna shade Morgan.
All right, fine. Maybe most schools, but specifically my school, did this to me. So, like, I still have financial aid at this point.
Take it to yourself, but
oh my God,
I'm just saying, hold your accountability. But Morgan Morgan's policy. Just say the policy.
The policy.
Blah, blah, blah.
Cuts off your financial aid at a certain point.
There you go.
There we go. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hold your own.
Us just currently talking about, if it takes you like many years to graduate, sure, it's okay, but like it's still your fault.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe.
Whatever. Anyway.
It is. Okay, next.
Pandemic hits. And then suddenly everything's online, which like completely skews everything for everyone. Mm-hmm. While everyone saw this as a bad thing, they're like, "Oh my god, how am I going to handle like doing classes online? I'm going to become lazy." This was when I became Superman. Like I knew for a fact, I'm like, "This is it.
Yeah,
this is my power."
Yeah,
because online classes seem I am much more energized when I can just wake up and log into something like undressed, looking shambly as hell, than like having to get dressed, warm my car up, go drive and like park somewhere super far. It's so many more mental steps, and like it just makes me lazy. And also like on Morgan's campus particularly, that library just became my safe hub to just goof off and just like watch like anime or like movies on my computer or on my phone and just disappear if I really didn't want to go to a class or I didn't want to deal with something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what, you have something to say?
I'm just okay. For those of you who don't know, I'm very analytical about speech. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just listening to what you're saying.
Okay.
I'm judging, of course, but like y'all clearly gonna figure out our problems with us on this podcast. Cause what?
I'm just
no judging. I'm okay. Do you want me to go full in? Or
no, but I guess you're just connecting certain dots and certain things.
Well, not just the dots, but I'm just listening to the way you're speaking about certain things. Mm-hmm. And just listening to how your speech is, where your speech is placing responsibility. That's it. But you might, this is what I'm saying. I'm hearing it differently, okay? Not everybody does this.
So you're thinking that I'm saying that it's the library's fault
I mean, most things you're saying, yes, that's what you're actually saying.
I'm okay. That's
what
not
you're literally saying versus what you mean. And I know what you mean, but I'm just saying what you're literally, because I don't. When I say, I hate this.
Keep going.
My brain, the way my brain works, I'm listening to the speech the way it's happening, and for me, I critique myself so much, even in my text, or like, this is so unnecessary. This is literally me just overanalyzing the situation. Mm-hmm. It's truly, judge me if you want to. This is how I am in real life.
Yeah, sure. Keep going.
He's saying things. I'm hearing it one way. That means something else to me because I'm so literal.
Yes.
With speech and grammar.
Like, so when I say that, like, what it sounds like to her is the library as a siren beast sucked me in.
The library created a safe space for me to be
yeah, exactly. The library itself.
Morgan took the money away from me because I didn't do what I needed to do. Like, this is what I'm hearing. But what he's
what
not
I
meaning
mean,
it, and I know that.
What I mean is, and I feel like most normal people understand this because libraries don't suck people in and make them do dumb shit.
Policies don't make you not do
what I'm actually saying is, I would see the library and say, I want to go there instead and just watch anime.
No, I understand exactly what he's saying. I'm not saying, it's literally me combating my brain. And I need to go back and watch this video because I know, like, all my facial expressions are going in that way. Like, what? Like, it's literally me combating myself. It has...
The moral of the story.
With him,
the moral of the story here is don't date a robot.
I'm not a robot.
You're a bit of a robot.
I'm just a Virgo moon and rising.
Oh God.
With a Sag sun. So
wipe Virgos off the planet, please.
You're a Virgo rising.
Yeah, wipe me off the planet. Go for it. Or at least half of me.
That's where that. Y'all don't let me go. I'll save my zodiac and astrology for later. Let's just get viewers first. Sorry, go ahead.
This podcast is going to slowly show the downfall of our marriage.
No, I refuse. Like, I think it's important for me, like, to be able to hold your responsibility and, like, hold your responsibility where it lies, acknowledge your experience as well.
Yeah.
And, like, to also be like, this is what could have happened better. And also, like, where some things, like, may have been, because I have my own experience with school is a trash mess, but like I know, like for me, emotionally and mentally, like I know what my reality was, what could have been better, who affected me how, like, and so when I speak, it kind of like boom 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 boom, because I've worked it that way, but like also like, so I'm saying it's for me, like I gravitate to like accountability, responsibility, but I also understand like what you're saying, and then experience.
For me, it's I'm trying to be entertaining.
Yeah.
So I tried to tell the story in an interesting enough way.
It's okay.
Yeah. So like I'm not
ruined.
Yeah. But then when you have Cyborg over here, who just is like,
this is literally like what
I must compute this.
And I think like, you know, if you want to be in our audience, like this is what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
And this is our marriage, and I think that like us working stuff like this out on screen, it won't be the downfall of our marriage ever. Because try me if you want to, it's not gonna happen. But I think it will document like our growth as far as like some of the things we think about. Or
understanding. And
stuff.
Stuff.
But go ahead.
Yeah. All right.
Baby, go ahead. Go ahead.
So yeah. So when COVID hit, and like that was like, to me, like everything going on live was kind of like a light bulb of, oh, this is it. This is the year for me. Because, and maybe not the exact year, because I ended up graduating in 2021, but I was like, this is the map I need to follow my path to graduation. Because I think at that point, like I only had a handful of classes left, and like really only a few of them were like prereqs. So like one was a military class that I needed, one was a physics class that I needed, one was a biology class that I needed, and then I might be missing something else. Oh, and then the art class that I needed. And these are all things where I was like, if I'm doing this like in person, this is going to be a struggle for me. I can already tell that much. Just because it's hard. I don't know. Like, it's hard to test well when you're like when I'm in a room filled with like other people that I feel like are smarter than me. I feel like I just can't figure what.
Go ahead and listen.
Well, yeah, I like when I'm in a room filled with people that like I feel like are smarter than me. I can't test well. I'm also like easily distracted by like like everything around me, so like I just don't focus. And some things I'm just genuinely not interested in. So like I struggle with studying stuff. Hello.
He's just so smart and talented. Whatever, go rise and be beating people up. I mean, but I have the same sentiment. Like, I get in my head very easily.
Yeah.
This is me ad-libbing off your story.
Well, like, I think college brought a lot of like anxiety and and imposter syndrome, especially with a lot of it. Like, even like some of my film classes, I was just like, I'm not that great. Why do people think I'm that great? But like, yeah, in a lot of the classes that I struggle with, I kind of shut myself down with them.
You are. Go ahead, tell your story.
Oh, I just shut myself down with like a kind of mental space of, I can't do this. I'll never be able to do it. This is hopeless. And for the first time in a while, I was like, nah, like this isn't impossible. Just do the work. So yeah, like literally from like 2020 to like till May 2021, I really like hunkered down. Like the fact that I passed my physics class with a C+, like damn near a B, like down to the wire of just me.
You did good.
Like I did really, really good. Like that.
His whole self. How to animate.
I took a military class and I got a B+ in that. Yeah. Like I know how to read maps now. To the point where when I actually graduated and I saw my military teacher for the first time in person, she freaked out because she was like, "Oh my God, it's you!" No. Like she loved me. Like she was so excited to see me.
Like first of all, this man is like amazingly smart and also just amazingly talented. So, you know, all the fakes, I'm like, where? Like, what? What you talking about? He's great. But I understand it, too, because I am also very skilled, very talented. I mean, y'all saw the hat. Like, that's not my everyday, but I can do stuff. And I think that for us, like, we are so easily distracted by what other people are doing.
Yeah.
That we rarely take time to, like, look at ourselves and be like, oh, my God, like, I be doing it. You know? Like, I'm a great organizer. I love to make charts. Like, it's just different things, like, where we get distracted in other people's greatness.
Yeah.
Okay. That throws us off. And it literally just, like, it consumes our confidence. There we go.
Yeah, exactly.
But on the other note of that, he did an amazing job the last 2 semesters. I was so proud watching him. I mean, really 3 semesters. Like, just watching him excel in these classes that don't have anything to do with his craft, nothing to do with his, his interests, his passions. And
then the classes that do have to do with my craft being stuff that I've never done before.
Yeah.
Like, I had to take an animation class. Sorry. For the final class that I had to take, it was either a live action one or an animation one. But the problem was the live action one was didn't fit my schedule because of a class that I had earlier that day. I only took 2 classes last semester. So with that, I was like, okay, wait, was it 2 classes or 3 classes? It was.
I don't know. You have dog hair on your lip.
You're always like, where is it? Every podcast. Podcast, you like stare at me, and then you discover some random thing on my face.
Operations assistant, I'm right here. Because when I tell you I don't miss nothing, I just be like, it's just a good thing that we're not sitting in front of a mirror. Because if I had to analyze myself the whole time,
we wouldn't be here.
We would not get this done.
But anyway, you're good. So I ended up like choosing the animation class, not knowing it was an animation class. I was just like, it fits my schedule and I need it, so we're fine. And then when my teacher rolled up, and I was like, oh, you were my like animation history teacher last semester. He was like, yeah, like what are you doing here? And I'm like, what do you mean? This is like the final class. He was like, oh, were you here for the last one? For part 1? And I'm like, oh no, I was in the live. Wait, what is this? And then he finally broke it down and realized, I was like, oh, this is an animation. You didn't even have to do that.
It was falling off.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't going to fall at all. For those listening, if you just heard the random like push of a mic, it's because Simone can't keep her hands still.
I moved.
It keeps touching things on my. Leave my desk alone.
I don't feel bad about it.
I do.
One day I'll feel bad about it. I might listen to it, and when I hear it, it'll trigger something in me to like not. But until then, it's a no.
But the good thing with that animation class is that I actually ended up teaching myself how to animate over the course of 2020.
Such a good job.
I taught myself how to animate over the course of 2020 because I knew I wasn't going to be able to film anything.
It was amazing. And just to give some insight, like in high school, I remember when I've been with this man a long time. Good Lord. Mm-hmm. But you had a drawing class.
I had many drawing classes.
One of his teachers told him that like he was just not giving him any positive praise, and of course criticism. We can take criticism.
You need critiques,
but it was just like, you're not good enough to do this, and he stopped.
And like there were many students it was literally like the first class we had where we had to recreate another artist's work, and I just like drew this Andy Warhol piece, and then like this one girl just ripped into me, and I was like, well, I give up.
I mean, I think that's another thing, like I'm just hearing and
like relating it.
Definitely a part of our story is going to be becoming mentally strong, and pushing through some of the things that not even just make us uncomfortable, but that challenge our confidence in our craft. But he stopped drawing for forever. Like, this is now 7 years?
Something like that.
Jesus. Out of high school.
7 years out of high school, like, what? So
maybe like 8 years, yeah? 8, 9-ish.
Like 9 or 10 years.
Since he took that class, stop. And it just was like, I know he's talented. I get to see him all the time. I know what he can do. But just watching him excel in a class and teaching himself real time how to participate in this class and do the work that needed to be done, giving what needed to be gave. He did when we be watching Legendary. Anyway, I was just so impressed with my husband. I was like, but it's, about to cry, a young tear. As Terrell would say. But, anyway. I was so proud of this man. Like, it was just like, I think for me as a wife, like, I love to see him grow. I love to challenge him when he could be doing more. I like to, I personally have, a principle in this marriage to make sure we grow and to make sure that we grow to our highest heights. You gonna keep ripping the mic or anyway? I'm just gonna burp in the mic.
And
I say excuse me.
Every time I've ever done a low burp, it never picks it up.
But it's loud.
No, it never picks it up. I swear to you.
Anyway.
When I'm editing, it does not pick it up.
I have ADHD. It's just a lot going on. Anyway, I was proud, and he was just drawing. I mean, like, what is it called? Storyboard?
Yeah.
Digitally.
Yeah, my storyboards were dope.
He has 3 screens on his desk right now, and none of them are his phone. Like, it's just, I was so amazed at, and I'm always amazed because it's not the first time he's taught himself how to do something. It's not the first time that he's picked up something that he's absolutely no idea how to do and conquers it. His name literally means conquer, and I could preach to my husband. Like, I love this man, and I think that, like, watching him take back something that was but he let go, and that, you know, other people's opinions stole from him, was like, oh, you do that, like, and he did it well, and I was just like, wow, like, I was amazed. And I told him when he graduated, like, just inspired. The last three semesters, he really killed it. I am really trying not to choke up and cry. Can you hear it? It's right here. I was so inspired. Like, graduation week, I was like, all right, I gotta match his fire now. Like, I don't know, I'm not rushing it. I know my own journey with school. Like we said, we'll give you all that piece later. And prayerfully an update in 3 years when it's done.
Hopefully, yeah.
But we have had some struggles with school.
Yeah.
And to watch him
keep on my promise.
Just went back and conquered it. And I remember when he got his regalia in, and I saw it wasn't even like the robe was all the way out of the bag. Yeah,
everything was still bagged up.
I burst into tears because it's just, as a spouse, a wife, a partner, and, you know, promising that you're gonna help somebody grow for the rest of their lives. It's just like, yes, like, mission accomplished. I knew his parents were going to be proud. I knew his community was going to be proud. I was proud. I was like, there is nothing you can't do.
It's funny because, like, the last 2 semesters specifically, like, they weren't challenging, I would say, like, in terms of, like, the classes that I was taking, but, someone got in the house. They were challenging for the sense that, like, okay, so like we said before, Morgan, because I was at Morgan for too long, or because of the school policy, I lost my financial aid. So I had to actually go out and, like, find money and apply for a bunch of institutional aids and, like, write a bunch of papers basically saying, hey, I'm only taking, like, this many classes, and I'm, like, almost done, and I really need, like, $1,000, like, just $1,000, it's not that much, I can pay the rest of it, like, that's all I need, and it really took me through, like, even when there were moments where, like, I applied for it, and then I forgot to do a certain step, and luckily they didn't take the money back, but, like, if I needed money the next semester, they'd be like, well, you never filled out these things, and I had to, like, quickly get to work. There was one day specifically where I was, like, up from, like, 5 p.m. to, like, 10 or 11 or maybe even 12, just writing papers and fighting things or like grants and stuff that I needed to apply for just to get financial or institutional aid. And it all worked out. I was shocked that, like, it worked out that well, and it was the first time that I really handled pretty much all of school on my own, like, for the past, like, 2 years. Like, I think that was all me.
I mean, like, yeah, I've seen it. I've been with him since he was 13. I've seen a lot. But, like, it's just, we're grateful, for the support that we have around us. But there's another level, and I think a necessary level of doing it on your own. Yeah. So I understand, like, when I say, like, you know, I'll do your paper for it, and he wouldn't let me. Like, I get it. Like, there's certain steps you need to conquer by yourself to put your own armor on, I would say. Like, to be able to know, okay, I got this by myself, you know? So, like, and that's another reason why I was so proud of you, because as a wife, like, you want to know, it's just as a partner or whoever, like, whatever you prescribe to. For me, as his wife, I need to know my husband got my back. I need to know he can handle it on his own. I need to know that, like, you know, he gonna make it happen regardless. And that's what I'm saying. Like, when you have a young love relationship and been together for forever, you see that person through their childhood, through their teenage years, through young adult. So you see a lot of like spoiled tendencies.
Yeah.
Okay. Just plain and simple.
Straight up, yeah.
And for me, this last year and a half, like watching him break out of some of that and take care of it by himself, I was like, I can trust you as my husband.
Yeah.
Now.
My mom didn't know about any of the financial stuff going on with Morgan.
Y'all
she didn't know until it was done, and I'd be like,
y'all just don't know.
I was like, oh yeah, I got school paid off for it. She was like, oh wait, well, like, did you not have financial aid? I'm like, nope.
And just watching him do that, y'all, I was just like,
you would come down and be like, what are you doing? I'm like, stuff.
Just watching him like really, like, just tune
handle
into
it.
him, just handle it. It was so sexy. I was just so sexy. I was like, oh, this is my man. Like, that's like, you know, like, it's one thing to see potential in somebody. It's another thing to actually see that potential come true. And, you know, I'm not saying that people should stay in relationships where they see potential, because you could be seeing it and just never gonna come through. But like, I'm the type of person where I'm like, I'm gonna push you till you get there, and you either going like, not mess. It just was like watching you reach your potential. Oh God, I was like, this is a lot. Like just I was so enamored with your tenacity and your fierceness in your work, and like really I mean, like, even when I got dismissed, you know, it hurt my feelings a little bit.
Yeah, I had to do a lot of dismissing.
He did, and
for everyone though, not even just you. Like,
and I understand it. Like, even in the moment, like, I could have been pissed, but just for your clarity, like, never feeling like too much of a type of way, because I wanted him to succeed. And I just
like, trust me, even when we went to Texas, like, I love Texas, but I knew, I was like, this is gonna send me back a couple of weeks for, like, specifically the animation project, because I don't have a laptop, so like I couldn't work like away from my computer. So I was like, I just have to deal with it, and it will be okay, because like, I'm like, this is for my wife, this is for us, this is a fun trip, it's gonna be cool. And then when I come back, and I told you this, I was like, when I come back, I'm like, you can't bother me. I was like, I gotta work, I gotta get this stuff done.
I mean, my heart is beating so fast. I am amazed.
There was even a point where, like, and this was on me, because like I got my dates confused, and like Morgan's spring break was kind of confusing for everyone. But I missed a test for my physics class, and that really dumped my grade down. And like, I had to go to my teacher on the last day of the day of my final, basically being like, I need this gone. Can you give me a makeup? And he was like, sure. And he made me a makeup the day of.
Thank you, teacher.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And
I didn't know that.
Well, the good thing is that actually, like, that my grades were all like really good without it, like, even with that missing test, but like that bumped it up even higher.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm just so proud.
But yeah,
I'm so proud.
It was cool, like, graduate or oh, that was the other thing, because I still needed like certain classes from Morgan to be swapped around in certain places, because they were being I guess they were qualifying for the wrong classes, like certain things that I didn't need. So I also had to go to my advisor and basically be like, I need you to switch this, and I need this done by this date, so I can be confirmed.
Yeah.
And everything was handled, everything was good, and like, it was really the sweetest thing to finally see my degree works pamphlet say 100%, like, to see everything just done. I was like, oh my God, this is it, finally. Like, all this like hard work, and it was like really at this point that I felt like, okay, this is what being a student is all about. Like, just like getting through the muck, getting through all the hard work, and like doing it on your own, but like also like getting help when you need it. And when you finally get that confirmation of, hey, guess what, you're graduating, like, like, it was such like the sweetest feeling. Like, it just felt like, oh my God, finally we did it. We did it. Everyone who helped me out, we finally got there. And no, like it really is just like crazy and like bittersweet to think about, because like, I'm really gonna miss Morgan. Like, I've really enjoyed Morgan over the past couple years.
I think the last 2 or 3 years you've learned to love Morgan in a different way. Yeah.
And like, not like, look, college one isn't for everyone. I would never force anyone to
say
go.
it again.
I would never force anyone.
After this process, like, I definitely, because I was checking myself, I was like, dang, like, not that like you're the lowest of the low, and like, if Erik can accomplish it, then anybody can,
right?
Because that's not it. But like, it's more so because I was checking. I was like, self-assessment. Is school, like, I definitely feel like school is in my destiny, you know, to finish and get my degree, maybe multiple degrees, you don't know. Like, I love to learn. I just think that, like, I have to find my own structure of how to accomplish it. But on the other side of that, I was like, school's still not for everybody, though.
No, not at all. Like,
and I'm not saying don't go. Nobody can use this moment as an excuse of, like, not attending or whatever.
Right.
Like, I'm just saying that from my perspective and my life, like, look, I just looking at different people, it is not for everybody.
It's not.
And there's some parts of it that truly feel like this is just business.
I would say, like, you know, try it out for a year.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, try it out for a year. Like, you know, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. But, like, if you're there for, like, 2 years and you're not doing bad, you're doing okay, just kind of keep going with it.
Yeah.
Like don't stop, because then you'll really struggle.
Exactly. Like, I just feel like for some people, school is a breeze. And if that's your thing, especially if your field requires school, like,
I
want to be a doctor.
I want to be a doctor, but I want to go to, like, school for it.
It'll make bad sense. Like, go to school, okay? But, like, some people breeze through school. Like, one of my little cousins just graduated with her master's, and I swear, like, the past, I'm so proud of her. She is a student. My cousin Deja, student. Like, just built for it. And I feel like some people are not. Some people learn to be. Yeah. Learn to be learning. And it's just, like, and some people breeze through life and, like, the school of, like, hard knocks and, you know, street, like, just making things happen and hustle. Like, I don't think those things should be degraded, because at one point, like, no, well, I mean, I just think that, like, use what you got to get where you need to be, enhance it where you need it to be enhanced, and, like, you know, just do what you need to do for you. Exactly. But also, yeah, like, if school is not your thing, you need to pivot and maybe come back later. You know, do that. If school is your thing and you breezing through, sis, breeze through. Yeah. If it's not your thing, but you're teaching yourself and it's going okay, breeze through. Like, just do what you need to do. But I just think that in all ways, I'm inspired. Like, and I think that to force people to be, like, to place people's self-worth. There we go. That's really what it is.
A degree, or just school in general. Like, that, you can't do that.
That's not fair.
But yeah, no, so going through all that, we made the graduation, buying all the regalia and all that, which was, like, nice. And, like,
I brought my eyes out so bad.
Yeah, getting the confirmation, getting the tickets. But, like, the funniest thing was, like, what?
It's my phone. I'm sorry. It was charging. My bad.
It wouldn't be a podcast with us if there wasn't a random cut in the middle of it.
And it's always my fault.
It's always you. It's always you.
Well, y'all, but he messed up one day, like, for real. I'm going in.
Well, even, like, when Luke and I do the podcast, it's very rare that, like, I'm the one who's going to stop it. Yeah. It's always him. But all right. So,
I'm upset. It was going so good.
It's all good. So, all right, what were we talking about? We were talking about, graduation. So, like, got everything together. We're good to go. And your graduation day. So, like, for the longest time, I was always a person who wasn't excited about graduating, because originally it was, I don't want this degree. This degree is for my parents and for my wife. Like, I don't care about this. But then by the end of it, I was like, okay, I kind of care. But I still was in that mindset of, like, the actual commencement is not going to be my thing. Like, I'm not going to give a crap about it. So I'm just going to be on my phone the entire time and just hang out, like, listen to music. Because, like, my last name is H. So why would I be, like, in the very front? I'd probably be towards the back, right?
Yeah, somewhere in the middle at least.
Somewhere in the middle at least. Graduation day. Now, of course, like, why would they take all the students and put them in alphabetical order? That's stupid. Instead, you would do it by your school names, like School of Liberal Arts, yada. I don't know why School of Liberal Arts is the number one, but I feel like that's because we were the biggest school. Like, we had the most students. So they just put us all in the front just to get us over with. Because after that, I think it was architecture, which makes sense alphabetically. But anyway, hello.
I'm listening.
All right. Jesus, I can't wait to zoom in on your face during this video to show all the stupid, all the looks you give me of, like, wow, my husband's stupid.
Her face said, I didn't say that.
He didn't say it. You gave me the look.
He was rambling. I ramble. You be giving me the look.
Anyway, so I was like, oh, okay, like, liberal arts is going to be first. Interesting. And for some reason, because I guess I was one of the first ones to get there, because I was adamant about getting there on time, because they said before a certain hour, and I was like, I'm going to get there before that.
I got you there on time.
You got me there on time. I ended up being the first one in line. And I was like, okay, interesting.
They just let y'all walk in, like, by order of, like, who got there?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not understand that.
Oh, yeah. Because you're probably wondering, why am I in the front?
You got there first?
Yeah, I was.
This information was not bad.
Well, I was the first one to get in line once they figured out. They're like, everybody stand over here if you're in this house or in this school.
But then, how did they call y'all by name? Y'all had cards?
Yeah, we have cards. That's how they always do it. So
They always do it. But then I was like, I never saw your confirmation card. So
true. Okay,
I didn't
gotcha.
know,
so
what
like,
it had on
so
it.
like
I thought it was
Towson,
just
for example, they actually did it in alphabetical order, but they all still had cards so that you could read it.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
But yeah, like Morgan, they're just like, take the cards and we read and you go and you go to go. So yeah, I just happened to get there first in line.
So what school were you behind? That was it the military?
Yes, I was behind the ROTCs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the smallest one.
Let's just zoom back to he was first in line. Yeah. Walks out. Continue from that point.
Walks out behind the ROTC guys, and I mean, what? Like
okay. I didn't go because I gave his parents my ticket.
So Morgan only gave us 2 tickets. COVID.
So his grandmother and I were at the house and we're here, and Morgan had a link.
Yeah. They were live streaming it.
So I'm watching it. My parents are like, we all in the group chat, my family group chat, and his grandmother's upstairs. So I'm still getting my face done, and
I'm also like actively texting you guys too.
Yeah. So he calls me as well, and he's like, "You were like, I'm in the front."
I'm in the front. You're like, what?
But I mean, it's cute, FaceTime, whatever. You in the front? Okay, wow, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking maybe like 3 rows.
No.
This man has front row access to a full camera. A whole camera, Morgan.
There were like maybe 3 cameras in the first aisle in the first row, and the camera's right in front of me, like how this one is.
I mean, like literally,
like right here,
right in the camera.
And I was like,
so I just happened to be sitting on the couch, right? And I'm looking. I was like, oh. He's like, and I was like, hi.
Like the camera turned, like I would look at the jumbotron and see me on the camera, and I'd be like, ah.
Oh my God, dancing in the camera the whole time. It was so funny. Like literally the first time I saw him, I mean, just what's up? I was like,
you're like, that's my husband.
Oh my God, it was hilarious.
But it was kind of perfect because, like, I know
great.
you really wanted to be there, like your family wanted to be there, my grandmother wanted to be there, so like. And my sisters, so it makes sense that like, hey, yeah, I get the camera. Why not?
I mean,
this is for y'all.
Blessed manifestation, all of that good stuff coming through.
Mm-hmm.
The ancestors were on it. They said, you know what, you worked for it. Sit here.
Yeah,
it was so perfect, y'all. I mean, like he was like close to centered in the camera. I mean, just like perfect shot. More than one. Like,
if there was a main character in that shot, it would be me.
It was wild. I was like, how his name... It's an H. I was so confused. His first name don't even start with an A.
I was sitting next to the ROTC guys and then, like, the commencement singer. And, I was the front.
Like, Erik had, like, a role to play. Like, he was going to have a speech. It was so funny. I mean, just dancing. I was amazed. And that was just definitely... God blessed us that day because, like... I was so pressed to be there, and of course, like sacrifices made, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad that I gave my ticket out, but it was just like when you still really want something, regardless of what it cost or whatever or what good it did. Like I was like, I want to see my husband graduate in person. So it was cool having him front row, and I mean, let his face pop up on the screen. I was screaming for everything. I was screaming for the School of Liberal Arts. For Swan section, I was just like, Erik is involved. We screaming, all right. Like I was screaming the whole way through, and it was funny because Grandma was upstairs and her feed was delayed, so I'm screaming, and then she's screaming and screaming. You see? I was like, yeah, he's coming. So it was really, I mean, I'm just proud.
It was great. Yeah. Like it was also funny, like seeing my parents be like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "Look at the camera," or like, "Look at the screen." They'd be like, "Yeah." They'd be like, oh, okay.
Just wild.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, graduation went off pretty much without a hitch. It was really hot to be in all that outfit and like the mask, like blazing heat. Somebody's phone ended up like overheating.
Oh wow.
They just like shut off.
Yeah.
Which sucked. But yeah, no, it was cool. Like I wish that they had slowed down the names while we were walking across the stage a bit. But like
that'll never happen.
There were a lot of students, so it's okay. But it was also really cool seeing all the Swan students.
Students? What happened?
Swan students. Swan.
No, before that, you just said slow down. Never mind. Go ahead.
Well, okay. I don't.
It's okay.
Whatever. It was cool seeing all my fellow classmates, who some of which had never met me in person. Like actually be like, oh, you're there. Oh, what's up, dude? Because
like took a nice picture afterwards.
A lot of the students there were animation kids. Like really, like a majority of them. Maybe like a few other like live action ones like me, but like. Yeah, all the animation ones were like, oh my god, like where you been? Like it's good to see you. And they were like, oh, I wish like they wished that I actually like majored in animation because they could have hung out with me like a lot more. But yeah, no, it was great seeing them. I got everybody's numbers. We got a picture together and stuff.
Link up afterwards.
Yeah, no, we've been texting like crazy because like one of my friends, she's going to Japan to teach English and hopefully get it to get into animation out there. And then I have a buddy who lives in Las Vegas now, and he was like, yeah, I was doing school online in Kentucky, and I just moved to do some freelance work, and then hopefully like I can make my way to LA. So everybody's doing their thing. It's been dope.
It's quite
and
cool.
like and school, I guess for the past 2 years has been so cool for me that like I'm actually looking into going to grad school, which is something I never thought I would do. Ever. I always shot down the idea.
I feel like a year or two ago we were talking about it, but then it got like...
But it's still kind of like in the realm of like when I was more focused on school. But like before that, like when I first started school, I was like, no. I'm like, this is a one and done.
Yeah.
College sucks. But like now I really want to try my hand, because I got to do a lot of art schools when I first applied for colleges back in 12th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, whatever. But now I want to like try it again as like a more seasoned like filmmaker, whether it's animation or live action stuff. And I just want to get into like a bigger school. Like Morgan was great, but like I want to go to one of the best known specifically for film. And I'm hoping to go west, but I'm down for whatever. Yeah.
I like him. What are you talking about, dinner or no?
I mean, yeah, we can. So, I mean, dinner was fun. We went out with our friend Angie and Luke. Our friends Angie and Luke. We went out with your family. We got crab cakes, a little bit of shells in there.
It wasn't gonna be a deep conversation about dinner. We ate.
Yeah, we ate. Seafood. It was good.
It was great.
Great. Oh, shout out to your mom also getting that really thick chocolate cheesecake for my.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that thing lasted me for like 3 days. It was delicious.
It was, probably should have been illegal to eat it like that.
Truly.
It was really, Cheesecake Factory know what they're doing.
Yeah. I was like, you can sell a whole cake of this? This is dangerous.
It was quite good. Very thick and rich, but like me. But it was good. But yeah, no, it was a beautiful experience. Shout out to everybody who helped pave the way for homie to graduate.
Yeah.
Who sent him gifts, love donations.
Yeah.
Who sent him,
it was great.
Prayers and like well wishes. Like truly, our community is fire. Like it's never lost upon us, even if we're despondent or like just don't have the time to I don't want to say get back to people, but like just we're not always free. Like we just be working.
We're busy. Like
busy.
We're in our like late 20s, so like, or at least I'm in my late 20s now. They already know.
I know.
But like we're at that point where like we have to really like focus in on our craft and like stuff we're doing. We're in the grinding stage.
Yeah, we're learning how to grind and also like be
interact,
human. Yeah. But just if you catch us here in this moment in the podcast or the video, thank you so much to anybody who has ever put their prayers over him, over us. Like truly, this not to even mention, this is still our first year of marriage.
Yep.
We haven't even made it to year 1. Like the anniversary date. So like for me, I am highly impressed, but I know our village is deep. I'm impressed with us, but I know our village is deep and like cares for us, prays over us, gifts us, has us when we need it.
Yeah.
And it's never lost upon us how, we just didn't do it on our own and still aren't doing it on our own. So I just want to say thank you. If you're listening, if you're not, cool, we'll find it later, whatever. But like, thank you so much. so much for like everybody who has had a hand in our success, and specifically right now his success as a college graduate of 2021.
Yeah.
Boo. From the wonderful, illustrious Morgan State University.
Also, shout out to my teachers, Dale Baran, Keith Mellinger, David Warfield. You guys are the best.
We love... I'm so glad I went to Morgan State. He knows none of the songs, y'all.
I
my God.
I have a graduate. I know none of the songs.
Things we have to work on post-graduation.
Yeah. I will be the best alumni you'd ever seen.
Because he'll have like the after school preparation.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh my God.
We're going to homecoming and going to go off.
Oh God, yeah, I guess I can't go to homecoming as an alum now. Oh God. All right, that's gonna be fun.
I'm missing the song. We are the best. What? We don't take no mess. What? We get mad in a minute. What? It's something through your chest. What did you say? Don't hate me if I got it wrong. I tried and y'all saw my heart. All right. Well, I think that's it for this podcast.
Yeah.
Love y'all so deep. I'm so proud of this man right here. He is the bomb.com. He is the man of the house. My leader, my protector, my king. And, I'm just proud to be his queen and to work. And, he inspires me to do better. So, go you, boo.
She's cool.
Thanks. See y'all here next week.
It's been a podcast.